Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Yeah, coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Yeah. Again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show.
It's all about consistency, people. Consistency. You gotta be consistent. You gotta do the show every day, even on days when you don't want to do the show, even on days where your leg is incredibly ashy, and even on days where you had to get up first thing in the morning to fly across the country. Welcome to See You in the Morning, in whatever time it is, wherever you are. It's 2 o'clock here, so I'm late, but not late. And I know a lot of y'all are getting off work or doing it. This is real different for it to be in the evening. So I'm going to just go ahead and let it rock for a little bit, mostly because I always try to do the show, and it's just going to have to happen. And I ain't going to be up to do it later on. Now, y'all know that all right now. I ain't going to be up later. The later ain't happening. So y'all better get it now while the getting is good. Welcome to See You in the Morning. My horrible idea to get up early in the morning and give y'all way too much of my personal business, even if the morning has to happen at 5 o'clock. I'm excited to be in the building with y'all. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm tired. I had a cross-country trip. I had a lot going on. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to make an apology to everybody here in the church of Cletus. So I'm going to do that. And then we're going to get in and we're going to get out. We're going to get in and get out. This is an opportunity for some people who may not ever watch the show in the morning to be able to be on here live as it's happening. So I'm glad y'all can get in here and see what this is and see what this is all about. So that's what we're going to do. This show goes in a lot of directions. It usually ends up going left. It could probably really go left today because I'm all in a hotel room. You don't never know what will happen in a hotel room. I'm not in the house this time. I'm in the hotel because I ain't gonna be here as long. Look at the ashiness. I'll let y'all get a look. Let me take the background off for a second. Let it just be all natural here. But they go to room. I got my windows are dirty, but they windows. Because you can't, I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm all the way up here on the 14th floor. So you can see all of everything, but it's like a panoramic view. So like there's a window over there and a window over there. And the rest of it is just hotel room. If you've been in one, you've been in all of them. You've been in one, you've been in them all. So there you go. We hoteling it today. Hotel everybody. I ain't even gonna put the background back on. Yeah, I am. Let's no, you know what? I'm gonna go backgroundless today. So that's what we got. So one thing I do on this show is I speak to everybody that speaks to me. If you found it in your heart to say hello to me, the least I can do is say hello back. So I'm gonna do that. The first 3 people that get the mythical morning medals. Let's go with the mythical mid-evening medals today. For the top 3 people that get in there. So let me get those out. The bronze medal this morning goes to Davina Rumble in the Jungle. Okay, first time medalist, I think. And first time on the show. So Davina Rumble in the Jungle with the bronze medal. Congratulations. Silver goes to Melissa M. Kutha Light Luther. Good morning. And the bronze medal goes to TT, Tiny and Tasty, my niece, Crystal Pinnell. So Crystal with the gold, Melissa Kutha Light Luther with the silver, and Davina Rumble in the Jungle with the bronze. Almost getting the medal, but not quite. Tony Fogel gets the aluminum 4th. What's going on? Jay Nice. Vanessa's in the building. Joyce. My man, Pastor Nicholson. Good morning. Good morning. Who else? What else? Snoop in the building. Emmy time, Emmy place. Good morning. How are you, Lynette? Good morning. Yeah, I made it back home safe, so I'm happy to be home. You know, that's how it feels good to be home. You know, feels good to be home. What's going on, James? How are you? First thing I did was I went to go find some street tacos, and I didn't find any. I know where the street taco place is. It's down the street. I didn't feel like going down that far, so I went to another food truck. I'm about this food truck life. A lot of people won't do food trucks. I'm big on this food truck life. I'm all right with it. Because it's right there. They pretty much cooking it. You can see the dirt and grime. I think food truck life is a good life. And I went to a place called Less Mess Burgers. Less Mess. Less Mess. And so what they do with a burger, which is a pretty novel idea, I think I like it. I think y'all hold on now. I'm becoming a food reviewer. I'm becoming a food reviewer. What they do with a burger is they make the whole burger. Oh yeah, I live out here. They take the burger, and what they do is they make the burger and they get all the toppings. Then they put it on the bread, and then they make it almost like a hamburger Uncrustable. What's going on, man? It's like a hamburger Uncrustable. So it's all the side. That's why they say it's a less mess burger, because all the stuff. So the burgers in there, the lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, pickles, onions, the sesame seeds ain't in there. All of it's on inside. Then it's got like an Uncrustable. So when you bite into it, all the mess stays in there. Now I got it without the sauce because I don't do sauces. A lot of y'all is sauce out there. I don't do sauces. I don't mess with the sauce. A lot of people are okay with sauce. I know some people be over saucing. Like they get their meal and they put all these. I'm not big on them. Give me a honey mustard. I think honey mustard is a top tier sauce. Ranch is garbage. Ranch is not a top tier sauce. And I'm gonna say this. And I know the black delegation is gonna be mad. I know the blacks are gonna get upset when I say this, but I'm not afraid to say it. Garlic Parmesan is not good. I don't know why y'all go crazy about garlic Parmesan. Garlic Parmesan is not a good sauce. I don't know whoever told y'all to like red velvet is the same person that told y'all that garlic Parmesan is good. Whoever told y'all that garlic since we apologizing, can I apologize to the Saints and let them about not liking garlic Parmesan? I don't know who told y'all that it was a legitimate sauce. It is no such thing. It is definitely not legitimate. I don't know why y'all keep going with it and acting like it's something delicious. Garlic Parmesan, disgusting. That's step number one. Step number two, garlic Parmesan is disgusting. Let's leave it at that. Since we're apologizing and stuff. So I flew in today. I'm back to work tomorrow. I'm back at work tomorrow, so I had to come in today. What was I gonna tell y'all? I'm back at work tomorrow. So what was I gonna say? I flew out this morning. Flew out at 6 o'clock this morning, right? Oh, aioli sauce also not top tier. Y'all believe in aioli? Y'all just like it's mayonnaise. Just because somebody calls it aioli, it's mayonnaise. It ain't nothing different. It's ole sauce or whatever. All right. So this morning I'm flying out. I was scheduled to fly from Norfolk to Philadelphia, from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. I knew it was gonna be problems. I already knew. I knew it yesterday that it was gonna be problems. I knew yesterday there was gonna be problems with that flight. I knew it. I always take the first flight out, and I always take the last flight back. I knew it was gonna be problems taking that flight. I get almost to the airport. It's problem free. Everything's saying on time. I get almost to the airport. They tell me I got a delay. They were like, you got a delay in your flight. So the delay in my flight in Norfolk was gonna make me have to have a delay in Philadelphia, and I would have missed my connecting flight. So I was able to change flights. Everything worked out pretty well. Now, I travel all the time. I travel quite a bit. I know I know how to travel. I know how to pack for travel. I know how to do all of that stuff. I knew I already had clothes here at home. I wasn't bringing that much from Virginia. So I had my bag, which is my carry-on bag. It's my carry-on bag. It is a normal carry-on size. I carry it on. I already got it planned out. I know what I need to do. I'm sitting down. I'm listening to my music while I'm waiting. And one of the guys that was sitting there waiting, he starts reaching out to me. And I was like, hey, sir, don't reach out to me. See something, say something. I stranger danger. I got nervous. He was like, they trying to talk to you about your bag. So the lady tries to tell me that my bag is too big. She's like, I can just look at it and tell it's too big. I was like, but ma'am, I travel with this bag all the time. She's like, it's too big. You're gonna have to pay to check it. I was like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. So I asked, I said, do you have one of the little things where I can check the size of my bag? Can I put my junk and measure it? Where can I measure my junk? That's what I wanted to yell out loud, but I didn't because I was in the airport and I can't afford to be on a no-fly list. But I wanted to be like, ma'am, can you please tell me where I can measure my junk? I just want to know where to put my junk to see how big it is. And if it won't fit in, then we'll know. We'll know if it don't fit. She told me I was at gate A1 or something. I don't know, steak sauce. Wherever I was at, she said, this is a limited gate. You're going to have to go to another gate. My original gate, I would have to go to my original gate to do it. So I go to what would have been my original gate. I put my bag in there, and my bag, if it didn't have wheels, it's perfect. Because it had wheels on it, it was like this much over. Literally, like this much. I fit it in there. My junk was in, but just the tip was out. You know, everything fit. Just the tip was the problem. And we've learned that just the tip is always going to be an issue. We know it's an issue with just the tip. So that was all that was out, was just a tip. So I said, you know what? No problem. So I asked the lady over there, I said, do I need to check this bag? She was like, you don't have to. She said, but I can. She said, and I'll check it, and I'll check it for free. Don't worry about it. So she told me, good morning, JD. Don't call me Martin Luther King. She told me she's going to check the bag for free. I said, oh, no, I'm not riding on this flight. This is not the flight I'm on, but thank you anyway, right? So I go back over. Now I go back over to my gate. Now I got Sally by the rules. She come out, no, your bag's too big, sir. You're going to have to pay for it. And I was like, ma'am, I understand. I went and sized it. I went and sized it. I said, I sized it. I sized it up. I know I measured my junk. I know how big my junk is. I'm junk ready. I know the size of my junk, man. And I'm trying to talk to her, and she's like, just being rude. Just being rude. This is what really pissed me off about it. She wouldn't listen to me. I said, so, ma'am, are we allowed to have a conversation? I had to ask her. I said, ma'am, are we allowed to have a conversation in which I talk to you and you listen to me when we talk? And she put her head down in the computer. I hate when they do that in the airline. When they don't want to pay attention to you in the airline, they start acting like they typing. I said, ma'am, that's going to require you looking at me, and we're going to have eye contact together. She was so upset not wanting to give me eye contact that she went and locked the gate and walked off. I'm trying to figure out where she's going. She comes back with the whole measuring device. She comes back with the measuring device so that she can measure whether or not my bag fits. I said, that's not the issue. I said, the issue is the lady told me that I could check it for free. She was like, we want you. No. She was like, we're not checking it for free. That's Maria. Maria don't know what she's talking about because she's new. Maria works for the same company you do. Maria done told me my bag could be free, but now you going to come try to hit me. And it's $40 for me to check the bag. It's not the issue about the $40, but the bag, I didn't feel like paying the $40, but I was going to. I had no problem. I whipped my card out on that, and I'm gonna tell you what. That's one thing about me. What you're not gonna do, I don't care how much it's gonna hurt me financially. What you're not gonna do is make it seem like I ain't got it. She could have told me it cost $10 million to check that bag, and I'd have whipped my card out just the same. I'd be like, boy, that's light work. Because what you're not gonna do is make me feel broke. I can be broke, but you're not gonna make me feel like I am. That's the whole thing. If I'm broke, I'm gonna be broke on my own. You're not gonna intensify my brokenness. I'm gonna be broke, and you're not gonna make me feel like I'm broke, like I can't afford this 40, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to beat the system, but I know I carry this bag all the time. I put it in the thing. Now, I do know sometime on smaller planes, they don't have the space up top, which no problem. But I gave a card. Here, take the card, heifer. Take this card. Charge for it. Matter of fact, I turned around. I said, anybody else in here need their bags checked? Because I'm paying for it because I can afford it. Limit 2, though. Limit 2. It was a limit of 2. So I checked my bag. I paid the $40. This is when I got pissed. Right after I paid the $40, she gets on the thing. If we have any customers who would like to check their bag, we can gate check your bag right now, free of charge. Yeah. I just shook my head. I ain't even say nothing. I just shook my head. I stood right there and shook my head. I just did. That's all I did. Then she told me something. No, that was because they had compliant bags. I just shook my head. I like, this heifer go take my money, then let everybody else in free. Oh, don't even worry about it. I asked her, I said, what is your name, Sandy? I did it just like that because she had a name tag that said Sandy, and I saw it. And so then I said, what is your name, Sandy? She said, my name is Sandy. It's going to be. And I was like, don't worry about it. It was American. I was online with American.com as I waited for my group to be called. As I was waiting on my group to be called, I was online with them. I found a detail. They gave you 7,200 characters. I used 7,199. All them words of the day we've been using, I used all of them. Every last one of them. Oh. And here's my thing. I don't want Sandy to get fired. Oh, here's what she told me. Sandy said, I may seem a little frustrated because I'm trying to make sure the plane leaves on time. No, don't try to make it seem like I'm holding everybody up, Sandy. If you wanted it to go faster, you could have let my bag be free. You let everybody else and their mama come through free. You're going to make the announcement while I'm standing here. You swiped my card, gave my card back, and then made the announcement. Anybody that would like to check a bag, I can check your bag for free. I wish. And here's my thing. The only thing that saved people, I'm telling y'all now, the only place that I'm on my best behavior, 2 places, federal court and an airport. Because I just feel like I'm not getting in trouble no airport. I feel like I'll never be able to fly again. I'm never going to fly again just because I cussed out Sandy. So I'm not doing that. I'm on my best behavior in airports. I don't raise my voice. I talk like this the whole time. Matter of fact, I just try to keep my headphones on and don't listen to the world at all. We ain't playing these games. We're not playing these games in airports and federal court buildings. You ever been in a federal court building? I feel like in federal court building, they can just lock you up because I'm going to let them have it. Coach Ron, I'm always calm in that airport. Ain't no way. And I need to fly for work. So no, ain't no way. So that was that. So now let's get to the topic at hand. Let's get to the big issue. The 757 can't stay out the news. And this is how I know people are real fickle about what they care about. Last week, everybody and their mama cared about Michael Vick. All it took was one church service to change all y'all's mind. Crystal B said, I don't fly American. Can't stand them. They're the first cousins of Sprint. Spirit. Yeah, I believe you. Let me tell you this. I normally fly Delta. Everybody cared about Michael Vick in the 757. Michael Vick got a job. Everybody was already making plans for North State homecoming. Was good to go. Yesterday, if you saw, I don't know if everybody watched it, it was the talk of the town, getting national news. A website in North Carolina reported that a church in Hampton, Virginia, the pastor, now this is what he said, the pastor made a young lady get up and apologize to the church for being pregnant. Now, it happened during their live stream. Y'all got to learn. Y'all churches got to learn when to cut the live stream on and when to cut the live stream off. That should not have been live streamed. That's number one. You shouldn't have live streamed that. It should have been live stream. If that is your practice, if that's what you believe, y'all believe in holiness. If somebody goes and gets pregnant, if somebody in your church is doing the oochie coochie la la la, they get their club shot up and they go half on a baby. If you believe they got to get up and come apologize, that's your church. That's y'all belief. I'm not fighting that. But you can't stream. That's part of church culture. I didn't know people still did it. I thought it was old school. To me, it was like a tarry service. They used to do tarry services where you sat on your knees and just said, Jesus, 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 Jesus. A lot of times the word Jesus won't even coming out. You just saying anything that started with a J. So it was live. Apparently, the pastor of the church in Hampton got beef with somebody in North Carolina. So the people in North Carolina saw the service and they put it online. They was like, look at what they made this girl do. They made this girl get up. Now, Crystal P, now this was crazy. Not just Crystal's last name. Crystal P is all the way in Detroit. Crystal is in Detroit. Detroit, am I lying? Are you still living in Detroit, Michigan? She got all this information in Detroit. So they kept saying they made this girl get up. I watched the service. I actually went back to the live stream. I didn't watch the clip. I went back to the live stream and watched the live stream. The live stream, the pastor said, hey, we got somebody that wants to come up and say something. I ain't seen nobody tell her, you better get up and say it. You better do this. You're going to get sat down, whatever. I already knew what type of church this was when I saw the live stream and I saw everybody had on matching clothes. Everybody had on black and white, the whole church. Everybody was matching. Black and white, the ladies on one side, men was on the other. No eye contact was being made. Everybody matched. And the women were wearing doilies. When I saw it was a doily church, I already knew what it was. The doily be too oily. Doily churches ain't letting Jesus in. Jesus had a hard time getting in the doily church. Apostolic, already. Holiness, apostolic holiness, all of that. That's a different breed. Y'all keep forgetting apostolic church is the church. Apostolic, Kojic, holiness. That's a church that had those. Yeah, apostolic. I knew it. That's the church that had the girls going to Busch Gardens with jean dresses on. Apostolic churches had the jean dress industry went crazy because of them. You had that jean skirt on. You weren't showing your worth. That jean skirt, can you imagine how difficult it is to be at an amusement park in a jean skirt? In a jean skirt. That's apostolic. That's holiness. HJ is a pastor, and I respect HJ as a pastor. HJ knows what I'm talking about. That is apostolic holiness. That is no loud music, no drum. When I saw those doilies, I already knew what kind of church that was. I already knew what it was. I saw doilies. If you getting up and you wearing a doily to church on purpose, I already know what it is. Now, I'll say this. Christian church got to watch itself because the Christian church has become a no standards church. Y'all can get mad at me if y'all want to. A slip and opaque tights. We already know it. The Christian church has become a no rules church. I always say this about the Christian church. I used to have a joke about it. It would be so many fewer Christians, Baptists, especially Baptists. Baptists, we wide open. It would be fewer Baptists if we had rules and regulations. Muslims, you got to give up pork. You got to go out there and sell final calls. You got to work. That is the requirement of being Muslim. If you're gonna be a Jehovah's Witness, they require you to go out there and walk and word people. You knocking on people's doors. There's a requirement. Mormons have requirements. These are things that you have to do to be in that church. And if you don't want to do it, they be like, all right, cool, but you can't be one of us. And you be like, I want to be Muslim, but I really love pork chops. They be like, And they're not gonna hate on you. They just ain't letting you in. Pretty Rob, I ain't seen you all season. Here you come. The only Buffalo Bill fan I know. Christian church now, but especially Baptist, we can't say anything because it becomes judgment. We can't tell people what to do. We can't be whatever. Do whatever you want to. It's fine. Do it right here in the church if you need to. So they build up a standard for their house. Remember, every church has a standard for their house. Every church, it's not gang protocol. Every church has a standard for their house. This is how we do. They have a standard for what you do. Come as you are. So here's the thing about come as you are, right? Come as you are was never a come as you are. That statement, come as you are, was never, and there's some pastors in here that can correct me if I'm wrong. Come as you are was never a clothing-based statement. You got to remember in the temple, go back and look at the story of the Good Samaritan. A lot of people look at the story of the Good Samaritan. It was a man who couldn't help the Samaritan because if he touched him, he became unclean and he couldn't go in the temple for another 37 years. I know 37 years is a long time, but that's different. Come as you are was never a clothing thing. Come as you are was you don't have to perfect yourself before you can come to church. It's a heart thing. Come as you are is not about you having to be a perfect person to come in church. Church is still a hospital for sinners. The church is still a hospital for sinners. You don't have your doctor tell you you can't come to my office until you over it. Don't come to my doctor's office if you sick. No. Get well first. Then come holler at me. No, come to the church knowing you sick, knowing you got issues, blah, blah, blah. That's what come as you are is. It wasn't your dress. Come to me, bring me your sick, all of that. Come to me sick, heavy laden, burden, all of that. That's what that is. Come on. So now though, we got plenty of churches you can go to. Find the one that fits you. When I first started going to the Mount, Bishop Kim Brown told me what made sense to me. He said, we are Wendy's. We got square burgers. This is a square burger church. We don't think anything is wrong with round burgers. We all right with round burgers. McDonald's burgers are round. We not hating on round burgers, but we square over here. This is what we do. We do square burgers. And if you enjoy a square burger, come with us. We're not going to hate on round burgers, but we also not going to round our burgers because everybody else round. This is how we operate. And we are here for round square burger people. And because he broke it down to me in the language of fat, I was all the way in. If Bishop had to use some other type of language, I wouldn't have been able to do it. He had to use hermeneutics and all that. I wouldn't have joined. But when he broke it down to me in burger, I knew that was the church for me. So now the young lady goes and she apologized to the church. And if you watch, because people were like, why didn't they cover her? Why didn't they? When she made a thing, I felt like everybody in the church stood up, clapped. Hey, man, we appreciate you. I felt like the church loved her after she made the apology. I felt like the church loved her. Everybody stood up. Now, did everybody make a grandiose run up and hug and do all of this? No. Now, then the pastor came back and he was like, look, don't y'all go to no baby shower either. I'm tell you that right now. Don't go to no baby shower and can't. Now, that I had a problem with that. I didn't agree with that. I didn't have a problem with that. They listen. I had an issue with that. That was a little wrong. But let's say this. You got a lot of churches that have different standards for different things. There are churches that will not let you get married in a church if you don't have marriage counseling through their pastor. What's going on, Dana? There are different standards for every church. So this man say, if you get your club shot up and you ain't married, y'all can't have no baby shower here. Now, he can't tell them to go have no, he was like, you better not have one in private. Wait a minute, dog. You can't tell me you the pastor. You ain't my daddy. You're like, y'all better not go. Hey, cuz you don't. Now you mad at them. Now I saw some of them people in there. A lot of them went to the alley and other clubs. So you let them go to the club, but baby shower is where you draw the line. I get he was trying to tough love his way through there, but that won't it. That won't the time. I disagree with him. Now everybody talks like he was publicly shaming her. I don't think he thought it through. I don't think he thought through the fact that they were live streaming. I don't think he thought that through. That's why they tell you don't let your good be evil spoken of. He didn't think that through. He didn't think all of that through. I get it. Now here's why I got a problem. The girl says she good. The girl mama says she good. Who in their social media mind, Cheryl, I don't know what grace you asking for. You know, we don't, listen, God's grace is sufficient. Grace from Bishop such and such, it ain't necessary. I think they were graceful. I think everybody in the church was like, blah, 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 blah. They said don't have a baby shower. They said don't have no baby shower. But that don't mean that I can't give her some Pampers. I don't think he's telling the church don't help her with that baby. He said, hey, don't. Grace and permission are two different things. Grace and permission are two different things. Grace means you messed up. I accept that you messed up. Grace says, I accept that you messed up. I still love you in spite of you messing up. That grace does not mean that you are free of consequence. Grace doesn't mean we are free of consequence. If my kids do something that they're not supposed to do, yeah, I'm going to give them grace. I understand that I did wrong, blah, 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 blah. But there's still consequences for your action. We don't say we can't. The man said, you got to take care of your grandbaby. Say that grandbaby got to be taken care of. Grace and permission are two different things. So now everybody was on their high horse. Everybody had been to Virginia Union's theological school. Everybody had their doctorate in Old Testament. Now, I do have an issue with them making just her come up and not the boy. I do want to know if he makes every sinner come up. If everybody that's sin, do everybody get up there? Because let me tell you something. I would be like, hey, let me tell y'all, she better than me. Because I would have been just as messy. I would have been just as messy with my apology. I'd be like, church, as y'all know, I got pregnant doing the same thing that Sister Jones and Mr. Thomas be doing on Thursday nights. Like, you know how y'all get together and y'all, I did the same thing and I got pregnant. And it's crazy. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'd have been messy in my apology. They'd be like, you know, Deke, you know how when you be meeting up with Evangelist Smith late nights and y'all be, I heard the music, I seen it. Yeah. I didn't use condoms like you do, Deacon. So I ended up, that's probably how I would have apologized. So now all the gangsters, all the social media gangsters, all the social media gangsters ready to roll up to that man's church. Y'all ain't stepped foot in nobody's church in 37 years. Now y'all want to go in the church and correct this man in his church, how he run his house. That's his house. Y'all can't tell him how to run his church. That's his church. Them people like him. Them people like him. And y'all so crazy that now he getting all kinds of money because his viewership went through the roof because everybody tuned in. They had a Tuesday prayer meeting and he won't even up there. They had some deacon. That man prayed his hind pots off about an hour. He was praying about stuff that ain't had nothing to do with the situation or the church. He was like, sometimes, Lord, we put our right foot in and we take our right foot out. We put our right foot in and we shake it all about. We do a little hokey pokey and we turn ourselves around. And that, Lord, is what it's all about. And I was like, I don't even think that got nothing to do with anything. So I seen a guy, and there are people that I detest. He was just praying about anything in general. He's like, Lord, let the wind blow, but only from the northwest at 7 to 15 miles per hour. Because we know, Lord, a lot of the wigs in our church are not secure to pass 16 miles per hour of wind, Lord. And we need just a little grace to be over it. And Jesus, you know that we are a doily church, Lord. And if the wind is blowing at 23 miles per hour, it's going to blow a doily here, a doily there, and then we're going to have doilies everywhere, Lord. Yeah, he was just everywhere with his prayer. We got to watch who we are letting our community leaders be. So they had the young man, and I use that term like loosely. I did use the term loosely. He's still holding on to the Black Lives Matter tag. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I thought Black Lives stopped mattering in 2023. I didn't know that was still an organization. We ain't heard nothing from Black Lives Matter in a long time, because you know how we get emotional about stuff. We ride away. That's just straight cap. At this point, nobody cares about Black lives. You know, it's just like, so he's still holding on to Black Lives Matter. Now, he's been arrested. Yes, Sean, we get it. He's been arrested for abusing women. He's been stealing money, all kinds of stuff. But he's holding on to Black Lives Matter. So he claims that he was going down there to take a stand and talk to the pastor, because we want answers. Won't nobody with him. He was there by himself. Who is the we? I didn't know if he was speaking in French. He's like, we want answers. And I was like, what is you talking about? So they rolled up in this man's church. Here's the hard part about it. He rolled up in the church, tried to roll up on the pastor. Pastor was not fazed. He's like, what you want, cuz? The pastor was like, what you want? What do you want with me? And the pastor did what I would have done. Cuz this ain't none of your business. He's like, this ain't none of your business. I'm not talking to you. I don't owe you an answer. Matter of fact, I would have took him to the back and I would have looked over the road. Let me see how much offering you give. Oh, 0. See how many times you've been to service. 0. So Black lives may matter, but you don't. You matter not. So he gonna walk in there by himself talking about we need answers. And I was like, is he talking to all of his personalities? What is happening? And here's what I didn't like. I saw more and more people talking about we need to do that. That's what we need to do. We need to go down there to them people church. No, you don't. You need to sit down. If you're going to come to church, come get the word. Just go to a church, period. Social media leads to that type of ignorance. One person sees you be ignorant, now everybody wants to be ignorant behind him. So he out there being ignorant. We're going to get the church shut down. How, sir? How are you going to get a church shut down? You don't even have anybody in your organization. You don't even have nobody in your organization. Don't nobody even follow you. You went down there by yourself. How you going to get the church shut down? That means you're going to go in there and convince everybody in that church not to go again. It'll never happen. And you rolled up on this man, and now, here's the thing. Now people are going to think anytime they see something on a live, if they don't agree with what the pastor says, they can run up in that man's church or that lady's church, and I'm going to go approach the pastor. And I put on my post yesterday, come in my church like that. Any one of them. We got multiple locations. You could pick a city. Chesapeake, Hampton. It's a couple in Chesapeake. 3 of them in Chesapeake, really. Virginia Beach. I know Teron a little off. He an ex-Marine. Y'all gonna roll up in the wrong church and you gonna get drug out. And I told him, you run up in our church like that, you gonna get dog walked. First of all, you're not gonna get past the front door. I don't know who these security people, I just saw it in a prank. The guy was having a prank. He walked in the church and played music while the pastor was passing. And the pastor almost threw his radio out. He was like, it's just a prank. It's just a prank. No, y'all gonna stop playing in these folks' churches. Because one thing black people take seriously is their religion. People ready to go. And he was like, what y'all goons for Jesus? No, it ain't about being a goon for nobody. But I'm telling you now, everybody in church ain't saved. Some people just come in here kind of there's a lot of people that's in church that calm them down because they already know what kind of killing they gonna do on the road. Do you realize this is what people don't understand about the mount? We have to let the insurance company know who gonna have guns in church per Sunday. It's a rotating schedule of who got the guns. It ain't never the same person. And it ain't always the men. Y'all gonna think it's the guy. I ain't worried about them dudes in there. Okay, but Sister Jackie will put 2 in you. And she's our security team goes to the range. They got to test in. They ready. Trained, accurate. Y'all gonna have them people thinking they can roll up in somebody's church, and unfortunately, it's gonna cause a problem that you ain't have. And he wasn't caring about that girl. He rolled up in that man's church talking about send me, cash out me. Thieving, conniving. I couldn't believe it. Y'all better leave these people churches alone. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Y'all better leave them people. Y'all better leave them people churches alone. It ain't gonna go like the way you think it is. It ain't gonna go the way you think it is. And it's people in that church that take it seriously. I have the privilege and the honor. I call it a privilege and the honor, not only to be. Look, go ahead and say I'm on the list to carry at my church. I'm on the list. Got a list. Because the insurance company want to let you know who in there. First of all, and then somebody was in there talking about the church is public property. No, it is not. The church is private property. The church is private property. They just allow the public in. That's like saying the mall is public property. The mall is public, but you have to have business to be in the mall. You can't just go in there and camp out. They're going to ask you to leave. That church is them folks' property. You can't just go in there. That's why I got locks on the door. It's not public property. People just don't be had. They don't make no good sense. Y'all gonna start something and get somebody hurt. Y'all gonna get somebody hurt. Y'all know the church drummers ain't really saved anyway. So the church drummer already high. He ready to shoot something. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I call it both an honor and a privilege to go and be a part of a ministry where not only am I under the leadership of pastors, but I'm friends with them. I called Bishop the other day because I know he's a Miami Dolphins fan. We talking about the Miami Dolphins and the Broncos. I'm hitting him up. Pastor Teron, friend of mine. Like all of them, I consider them friends. So what you also not going to do is roll up on my boy. I'm not even on the security team. But if I see you rolling up on Pastor Mike, the wrong way, it's not going to happen. Pastor Mike little, he can't fight. Brandy probably the fighter. Mike ain't fighting. I'll take my chances with Mike before I fight Brandy. You're not going to get it in case security let it slip by. It's people in there. My boy Melvin Cotton got a church. Now Melvin got all the cats that from the streets with him are coming to church. All of them ain't fully indoctrinated yet. They not all the way saved yet. They ain't all the way saved. They waiting for you to go the wrong way. They in church, but they ain't fully in church. They in church, but they not in church. Y'all roll up in it. And then he gonna act ignorant. Where y'all church at so I can roll up in there? Okay. You're not gonna get the views you think you're gonna get. If you dumb enough to premeditate getting yourself drugged, then you go ahead. But because I respect Bishop and them, I didn't, because I almost wanted to give him my address. I almost wanted to be like, go right here. But I ain't do it. Because I almost went left and I brought it back. All I'm saying is, now that we're here, stop, Snoop. Now that we're here, the young lady in the video, she says she fine. She had to put a statement out. She tired of it. Everybody was talking about the church shamed her. Here's a true story. She said that man publicly shamed her. Y'all publicly shamed her because y'all kept sharing the video. Nobody watched that man's church. It was isolated. The only people that watch his church service were the people that watch his church service. And those are the people who tuned in. Because y'all decided, I'm going to share it, I'm going to share it, I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to share it, I'm going to share it, I'm going to talk about it, so now I got to go watch. That's what ended up being publicly shameful, because now Crystal P, all the way in Detroit, is watching. Crystal ain't never watched that man's church before. It became publicly shaming when y'all decided y'all wanted to share it. Ain't nobody heard of that little church. Little church on the prairie. They been having their little Tuesday church wearing their little doilies. If your pastor's name is Melvin, Melvin ain't even really a holy name. So you know all Melvins got a little something with them. If your pastor's name is Melvin, Steve, Lamont. Oh, if you got a pastor named Lamont. Oh, Michael? Come on, man. If your pastor got a regular people name, no. The only real saved pastors be like Elwood and Thurgood and stuff of that nature. But if he just got a regular people name, Pastor Bobby, no. Ralph, no. Junebug, oh, Pastor Derwin, LJ don't even. Listen, let me tell y'all something right now. Let me tell you what's so crazy about LJ. It's people in that church right now that don't even know LJ's real name. It's just Pastor LJ. Ain't even got a Pastor Tony. They don't even know. Can you imagine how hard it is when they be like, what's your pastor's name? LJ. LJ? If your pastor's name could be in a singing group, your pastor's name is just LJ. I'm gonna do this, Snoop. I'm gonna go and stand outside the church one Sunday and be like, do y'all know what LJ's real name is? They don't have no, listen. They ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know what the man's name is. I'm gonna be like, do y'all know what the pastor's name is? They're gonna be like, LJ. Do you know what the LJ stands for? Lawrence Jr., Lil James. I'm gonna do it. That matter of fact, I'm gonna call them and be like, hey, look, this is gonna be fun, pre-service. Just send somebody out in parking lot and catch them and be like, hey, do you know what LJ's real name is? Lil Juice. LJ, he got Lil Jesus. If somebody said LJ real name out loud, y'all would be confused. Y'all be like, that ain't my pastor. People used to never know Kim Brown was a man. Leroy Jones. I used to catch people lie all the time. But like, man, I go to the mountain. They be like, who's that pastor? I be like, Kim Brown. They be like, oh, I know her. I love her. I be like, yeah, let me go ahead and slide on out. Let me slide on out. All right, man, this is going way longer than I thought it was going to go. Anyway, the girl says she fine. Her mama says she fine. Y'all leave them people alone in their church. And y'all go ask Lil Juice. Y'all come over there and he is cool. Y'all come over there to Lil Juice Brown and them. Lil Juice. You can go to Pastor Mike, Pastor Teron, Pastor Carl, Elder Deneen, Alvin. We got a Pastor Alvin. Alvin. You think you really roll up in Alvin's church and act up in Alvin's church? Alvin. Man, Alvin got, matter of fact, Alvin is so bad, he got two names that you ain't messing with. Alvin and George. His first name is Alvin George. You finna roll up in there? The pastor name is Alvin George? Man, shoot. Alvin and George? Come on, man. Robert? The North Carolina pastor's name is Robert. Robert? Come on, man. You going down there to mess with Robert? I'm going down to Robert's church. Man, Robert Cooper? Come on, man. Y'all better get it together, man. Our site passes ain't right. Tehran, you gonna roll up at somebody at church and the pastor's name is Tehran. Okay. Carl. I wish y'all would. We don't even have no pastors that got real pastor names. We don't have not there Jebediah, no Martin, Malcolm, Carl. If I just went, listen here. If I just call out the names of the site pastors, you'd be like, that basketball team is dope. We got Robert, Carl, LJ, Mike, Alvin, Tehran. Come on, man. Listen to the names of our site pastors. LJ, Alvin, Mike, Tehran, Carl. You finna run up on them. Come on, man. Y'all better watch y'all mouths, man. They don't even call Mike. They call him coach. They call the pastor coach. Man, y'all better watch y'all mouths, man. Y'all better watch y'all mouths. Big shout outs. I'm getting ready to get off of here, man. Big shout outs to the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. They about to have their Founders Day, man. Everybody go down there to their Founders Day if you're in Portsmouth. It's going down to Roger Brown's. My man Steve Kuther, president of a chapter down there. So big shout outs to Steve and all the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated for what they got going on, man. And I hear they got big things going on. So go ahead and check them out. They got Founders Day coming out. And you get ready to run up on all these J's. J this, J that, J this, J that. And I guess they're all important. I guess they all mean something. You know, I guess they all mean something. You can choose your particular J that you that you feel comfortable with. You know, they got J13, whatever. And I don't really hear the Sigmas talk too much about J9, but it's a good day. Come party with the People's Frat. And they'll probably have an LJ, a Carl, and they at least got a Steve. So come out and party with them. That's on the 9th, man. I would be there if I was in town, but I'm not. So y'all gonna check that out. Y'all gonna check them out. They just like they stand out. Oh my man, Roy, I didn't even know you was here, Roy. Roy came out. No, they got a Roy though. And did you see where Roy ain't said nothing the whole show? January 9th. They don't say no J9. I told you I never heard nobody say J9. I heard a J13. I think the Kappas had something. J Shimmy. I don't know. Shoulder day. Their day sound more like an exercise than an actual Founders Day. Shoulder day. Roy came out. That's why you always got to watch out for Roy. Roy Dunbar. Roy just in the cut. I didn't even know Roy was here. He just came out of nowhere. Boom. Roy just came in. Bam. You didn't even know Roy was there. The way you got to watch out for. That's the ones you got to watch out for. That's the ones you got to watch out for. Let's do this word of the day. Word of the day, and then we out of here, man. I'm gonna try to take a nap before I go get these tacos. Listen, I hit Chicago today. It was 16 degrees outside of Chicago on purpose. I was like, well, who does that? The word of the day is beleaguer. To beleaguer a person, business, etc. is to cause them constant or repeated trouble. Beleaguer is also sometimes used as a synonym of besiege. The coach, beleaguered by the media and fans for his poor decision-making during games, has been fired. The novel is set in a city beleaguered by military forces. Don't y'all be over there beleaguering that church. Let them people believe what they believe, operate in their goodness. One thing I know about God, the God that I serve, if they out of order, they going to get shut down. And he'll do it, not us. Trust me on that one. Low key say, I'm here, low key. Oh, Coin, I forgot you on Zeta. So there, Coin is in here. So she be in there, the only constitutionally bound fraternity and sorority. Phi Beta Sigma and Zeta Phi Beta. So good seeing y'all. I don't know what day of the week it is. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, today Tuesday. So we have a day. I'm gonna be safe out there. You see, I'm out here in orange. I mean, listen, I'm not wearing any gang affiliated clothing. I'm staying safe. I'm gonna do my very best to stay safe. Y'all have a fantastic day. Hey, Miss Stith, how you doing? I don't know why you came in and just put your name back in. I don't know how that works out. But hey, Miss Stith, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'll be back in the area, but I'll be up tomorrow at 4:00 in the morning, 4:30, somewhere in that area, so that y'all can have the show back at its regular time, man. Thank y'all for granting me grace and allowing me to come on later than I normally come on, man. I had to get here. So thank y'all for showing me grace. Steve, I told you I was like, dog, I'm just trying to live because I just want to live. I'll be back tomorrow, man. Lord willing, the creek don't rise, and I'm trying to be a little bit better than I was today. I appreciate y'all. Somebody feel good today, even if that somebody just happens to be you. We out. Peace.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere
till
the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you gotta play this Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Yeah.